I'm Yeojun.
And I'm Jayden, and we are the founders of STARCIUM, Starfish Calcium and Supply.
Every year, Korea pulls 4,000 tons of invasive starfish from the ocean. These starfish destroy coral reefs, devastate fisheries, and cost governments millions to remove. But here's the absurd part. 70% gets incinerated, 2,800 tons burned as waste every single year. This isn't just Korea. Australia spent over $161 million fighting starfish. Japan removed $1.5 million during a single outbreak. The problem is global.
And the second crisis, livestock farmers depend on calcium carbonate for feed, essential for eggshell strength and bone health. While China controls 57% of global supply, prices surged 29% in 2 years. Governments burn calcium-rich starfish, whilst farmers import calcium from overseas.
Current solutions don't work. For example, Australia hires divers to inject starfish one by one. It's manual labor, so material conversion is extremely low. Korea incinerates most of the collected ones. The only recycler, STARCIUM, processes just 300 tons a year into de-icer. Nobody is making feed-grade calcium from starfish at scale.
That's our gap. We found a 2024 study in marine drugs that extracted type 1 collagen from Asterius amurensis, the exact starfish species invading Korean waters, and confirmed its bioactivity. This proves high-value materials can be recovered from starfish biomass. STARCIUM takes this further. Using enzymatic processing, we produce 3 products from one input: feed-grade calcium at 60% yield, marine collagen at 10%, and organic fertilizer from the remaining 30%. Zero waste.
The total process works in 4 steps. First, we partner with Korea's Ministry of Oceans for government-collected starfish. Free raw material. Second, proteins and amylase enzymes remove organic matter. Third, we wash, dry, and grind into fine particles. Fourth, we grade by purity 90% and above goes to feed, the rest to fertilizer. Standard industrial equipment, no novel technology required.
The global feed-grade calcium carbonate market reaches $3.8 billion by 2033, growing at 5.3% annually. Our B2B customers include corporations with largest use of agricultural calcium, such as 농협 Feed, Harim Group, and dairy cooperatives across Korea. They care about price stability, quality consistency, and ESG compliance sourcing. Korea alone has 7.4 million cattle and 182 million chickens.
Here's the competitive landscape. Mined limestone damages the environment. Oyster shells can't scale. Chinese imports carry geopolitical risk. STARCIUM targets a completely different market. We're the only company globally planning feed-grade calcium from starfish at commercial scale. That's our first mover advantage.
Processing 1,000 tons of starfish generates roughly 480 million won across all 3 product lines. Our key advantage, raw material is free. The government pays over 500 million won per year to incinerate what we use. We project break even in year 1, 25 to 30% margins by year 3, and 1.92 billion won by year 5, which is around 1.4 million USD.
The impact is circular. We divert 2,800 tons of waste from incineration annually, reduce CO2 emissions compared to limestone mining, and provide farmers a domestic calcium source, eliminating dependence on Chinese imports. Disposable costs become revenue, waste becomes value.
We've spent 3 months validating this. Professor Lee Sang-won at Busan National University confirmed the approach. We've analyzed starfish samples from Incheon waters and confirmed calcium carbonate structure. We've identified government funding including the Blue Startup Grant and free starfish supply programs.
Here's our entry strategy. Free 500 kilogram samples to 15 to 20 ESG-focused feed companies. 3-month trials, then conversion to long-term supply contracts. To simply describe, first mover brand recognition is our moat.
In terms of capital investment, we need to raise 350 to 450 million won, which is around 260 to 340k in USD. This is to fund core equipment, feed safety certification, and initial operations including facility, labor, and working capital. Government grants and youth startup loans can cover roughly a third, with targeted angel investment closing the gap. With this blended funding, we expect first delivery within 6 months.
Here's a brief summary about us, the founders. I lead product development and technical research, and my partner Jayden handles market strategy and investor outreach.
We are building this in phases starting with a single processing line, not a mega factory. We are ready to talk with the Ministry of Oceans and university labs to secure buy-ins before we scale. And starfish populations aren't expected to fall. According to recent marine research, ocean conditions are increasingly favoring their growth, and starfish numbers continue to rise.
Exclusive government supply, a patentable process, and full value chain control from ocean to farm. A $3.8 billion market driving zero waste. We fix 2 problems with 1 solution. We are STARCIUM. Thank you.